One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the Chicago Bears. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. But moving straight into the video here, Caleb Williams had a nice rookie season. People will say Jaden Daniels or Drake May was better, but regardless, he was a good pick for them. DeAndre Swift completely fell off a cliff. I think they could take Ashton Jeanty at their spot. I don't see that as out of the picture, especially since they had a great free agency for their offensive line. Trading for Joe Thuney for a 4th round pick is a steal for them. I know it was a cap move for the Chiefs, but still, it was a great pickup by them. Drew Dahlman as well was a nice pickup. Jonah Jackson, pretty underrated. Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones would be pretty good offensive tackles if they could stay healthy. Same thing could be said for Tevin Jenkins. That's why he went away, and I forgot who he signed with. I think it was the Browns that he signed with, but either way, this is a well-prepared offensive line. Hopefully they can stay healthy. You got DJ Moore, you got Zacchaeus here, Roma Dunze, Devin Duvernay, nice return man. Cole Kmet, pretty underrated tight end, of course, if he has time to be thrown to, but of course the Bears offensive line doesn't allow that. Got Jalen Johnson, one of the least talked about corners in the NFL, whenever he should be one of the most talked about corners. He is amazing. Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, who is aging, of course. You got TJ Edwards, Terrell Edmonds, Gravon Dexter, Grady Jarrett, I thought was a solid veteran signing. Montez Sweat. I could see them going with an edge rusher here in the draft. Keep in mind, you drafted Darnell Wright over Jalen Carter. Imagine the Bears' defensive line with Jalen Carter. I know it's like, oh, we needed an offensive line. It didn't really help you regardless drafting Darnell Wright whenever you, again, could have had Jalen Carter, but you willingly gave him to the Eagles. Enough said. I'm not trying to hate on them too much. For the offseason, though, I can give the Bears offseason like an A- or a B+ grading. This was really, really good for their offensive line. I still think they need to help out that running back position a little bit more there, and then defensively, maybe get another edge rusher in the draft. But anyways, apart from that, let's just move straight into it. Some people are saying James Pierce can go this high, so that's what I'm going to go with here. James Pierce here for the Chicago Bears, 6'5", 242, athletic freak, 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 91 agility for an edge rusher's crazy, hidden development, 77 strength, B awareness, A finesse moves. He will pair with Montez Sweat very nicely. You could go Ashton Jeanty here, but this running back class is stacked. In round number 2, getting halfback Amario Hampton here out of North Carolina. 6 foot, 220, 92 speed, 91 acceleration. Power back with 92 speed is great. Hidden development, 80 strength is a bit high for a running back. That's a like low offensive lineman strength, so I don't know if he has that much. A little bit of boosted rating there, but either way, he seems really, really good. He's one of the stacked classes. I don't think he's going to go in the first round. This is the early second round. And the Bears also have another second round pick that I wasn't aware of, but we're going to pick up Tarico Davis here out of Arizona. 6'4", 190 slot archetype. I like him as a depth piece for us. Hidden development, 89 speed, 89 acceleration, 91 change direction. Skills seem pretty solid as well, mainly a zone coverage guy. In the third round, picking up a left outside linebacker in Reed here out of Utah. 6 foot, 226. Only normal development. Doesn't seem that bad, though. He's mainly a coverage guy. Now, this is the team after the draft. If this offensive line can stay healthy, I think this can be a really good team in the future. I'm immediately going to start Hampton. I think they should just move on from DeAndre Swift in real life. He's not bad in Madden Simulation. He's 26 years old, but I like Hampton better. I think I'm honestly just going to trade DeAndre Swift because I want this to be a realistic rebuild. I know I'm going to take a little bit of a cap penalty because his contract is pretty big for what they gave him. They had the money to do it. I mean, it's not really that huge, but either way, I do want to develop Hampton over DeAndre Swift. I think if they drafted Hampton in real life, that's the direction that they would go. And I'm going to ship him off to the Patriots for a 5th round pick. I know I can get more draft value out of him. I could probably get a 3rd or even a late 2nd round pick for him for the overall and the youth that he currently has. But in Madden, it's not, of course, realistic. In real life, he's not getting traded for more than a 4th, but I think a 5th seems like pretty fair value overall for what he is as a player right now. Now looking back into the team, Hampton will get his first start. He's not going to be very good in simulation year 1, probably because he's only a 77 overall. You kind of have to wait until they're about like an 85 overall to be good. James Pierce immediately starting. Tarico Davis is going to rotate in the slot. Reed's not that bad, and he's kind of the best thing we got there at left outside linebacker. Not that good either. Hampton's going to be on the outside there, and then Odunze's going to be in the slot. James Pierce coming off the edge. And then I want Tarico Davis playing in the slot. Tyreek Stevenson can rotate off the other side, and Terrell Edmonds is going to start. Everything else seems pretty good. I really like this Bears team, again, if they can stay healthy, but that's the contingency. Let's move into the midseason mark. We are 3-4 at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the J.J. McCarthy Vikings. We are 10th in passing offense. No, that's the Giants. We are 5th in passing offense, and our defense is doing awful. There's no standout stats for anyone on the team either. For the scouting national focus, I guess since our defense is doing so awful, I'm going to go with defensive tackle here. For the players ready to negotiate here, Kyler Gordon here, he just wants to have a mentor at his position. I can definitely do that to lower his contract. So I'm going to be signing Ronald Darby here, who evidently got cut from the Commanders. So I'm going to sign him just because he has the mentor tag. And Kyler Gordon suddenly has interest within the team now, and I'm going to pay him a little bit more salary here. $8 million a year. That's a really big steal for a guy who's young with star development. Jaquan Brisker, young, star development. Give him a little bit more salary, 4-year deal, $10 million a year. He re-signs with the team. Braxton Jones, it just depends how you play. It's hit or miss with offensive tackles in simulation. We'll see how he plays. TJ Edwards pushing 30. We'll see how he plays, but I wouldn't mind a 1-year deal, not a 3-year deal. 2 years honestly isn't bad for $13 million. I have the money. He wants a long-term deal. We'll see. Deo got signed in real life for an extensive contract. I honestly don't know how much it was, but he's not bad depth for now. I don't know. I'm not going to do every single contract in my roster, but I think I'll just try and sign him for the 2 years. If he doesn't want to be here, then sure. I guess I'll let him walk. It's not really that big of a deal. Honestly, I have James Pierce. Kevin Byard, he's just getting too old. Zacchaeus, I don't really need. And then all these other extras just don't really want. And Ronald Darby as a mentor isn't that bad, I guess. But let's see how we do in the playoffs. Go 6-11, one more win than last season, but still, like, our offensive passing game is 13th, but we have the 26th in points per game, and then our defense was just atrocious. Finishing 15th in the conference is wild, and there's no standout players for any of the stats. Stats and awards, Caleb Williams, not good. 19th passer rating, 20th offense here, and then 24th defense. This isn't bad in real life, but in Madden, it's not good. 4,100 yards, 29 touchdowns, 10 receptions, 101 pass rating. Passing yards, 13th in the NFL. Passing touchdowns, 19th, and then passer rating, 19th. Again, in real life, it's good, but in Madden, it's different. He also got sacked 40 times. That's not good. Hampton here, rookie season, no fumbles, 7 touchdowns, 4.0 average. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Adunze here, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Cole Kmet, 6 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Devin Duvernay, 800 yards. Wow, DJ Moore is getting completely outperformed by the rest of the team. Sacks allowed. Braxton Jones is not getting a re-signing, allowing 16 sacks. Darnell Wright allows 8. Joe Thuney allows 6. Drew Dolman allows 6. And then the lowest overall offensive lineman on the team allows the least amount of sacks. I find that to be very common in simulation. Tremaine Edmonds, 121 tackles. 15 tackles for a loss for Grady Jarrett, 14 for James Pierce, 9.5 sacks, 75 tackles, really good rookie year from him, 10 tackles for a loss for Montez Sweat, but only 3.5 sacks. James Pierce led the team in sacks, Grady Jarrett, 6.5 sacks. I like him as a signing there. That's a really good season for a veteran, but again, only 3.5 sacks for Sweat. 3 interceptions for Tremaine Edmonds, 3 for Jaquan Brisker, 2 for Tarico Davis, 9 deflections for Tremaine Edmonds, Jalen Johnson, 7 for Jaquan Brisker, and there's no safeties and there's no defensive touchdowns on the team. Unfortunate start to the rebuild, but it's a rebuild. It's going to take more than 1 year just to be successful. And the Ravens beat the Baker Mayfield Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Bears. Shedeur Sanders on the Saints wins the Rookie of the Year, and Nick Scorton here wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. On the Titans, was he the #1 pick? That would be crazy. In the NFC North, Micah Hyde and Brandon Scherf both retire. For the team upgrades here, offensively, Cole Kmet gets superstar development. That's nice. Hampton only comes with star development, but still a really good rookie season from him. I don't see anything else on the offense. Defensively, James Pierce, superstar development, and it looks like he's going to earn that here for a Defensive Rookie of the Year award, player award. So I guess that was for the NFC, not the AFC, because the AFC was Nick Scorton, or however you pronounce it. If you don't already know, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. But for the rest of the defense here, I don't see any other upgrades. Kevin Byard just continues to regress. Tarico Davis comes with star development. That's fine with me. For the players ready to negotiate, Darnell Wright, I'm going to accept his option here. Braxton Jones can walk, allowed 16 sacks. TJ Edwards, again, I'm going to offer you a 2-year deal. So let's do neutral, 2 years, a little cheaper now, and he's going to sign on that. Could have had more money if he just signed earlier. Deo is going to walk. I don't need him. I don't need Kevin Byard. I mean, I don't really have anyone else. 1 year for $3 million isn't bad. I have a bunch of money. I'll keep him back for 1 more year, and then all these other extras I just don't really want. In free agency, Zach Tom is here. What did he allow last year in terms of sacks? He allowed only 7 sacks last year and then 5 in simulation the previous year. Let's get Zach Tom on the team, then move Darnell Wright to left tackle. So let's see if we get Zach Tom. I don't really like anyone else in free agency. Hopefully he signs with us, and he does. Zach Tom will be the right tackle, and then Darnell Wright will be the left tackle. Again, I just don't really like anything else here. I mean, maybe DJ Reader, but at the same time, I'd rather just draft a new defensive tackle considering how much Grady Jarrett's regressing, and he also gave us a good season last year. Actually, let's move Zach Tom over to left tackle because I just paid him $26 million a year, and left tackles get paid more than right tackles because of some blindside thing or whatever. But either way, I'm going to move him over there because I already paid him, and I don't want to pay Darnell Wright left tackle money. Yeah, so in the draft, I definitely need a scout defensive tackle here. That's scouting national focus. 31st in defensive rushing game, not acceptable. The Cowboys get the #1 overall pick. That's wild. They're going to take a halfback at #1 overall. We're at pick number 6. I need a safety. I don't really need defensive end anymore. I mean, hopefully Montez Sweat does better than 3.5 sacks. I don't need corner, outside linebacker. I don't want these edge rushers because I don't need these guys, obviously. And then, yeah, I just don't like the tackles. There's a defensive tackle on the board. C awareness doesn't really indicate anything good for me. I'm going to trade down. Like, these are awful trades by Madden. Like, the Saints are willing to swap pick 6 for pick 17, and I get their this year's 3rd and their next year's, their 2 years later 4th. That is an awful trade. These are usually just all not good. The only one that's intriguing to me is maybe the Vikings here or the Texans, but the Texans are decent in simulation. JJ McCarthy wins a lot of MVPs, but still, I'll trade back to pick 27 just to get their next year's 1st, and I get their this year's 3rd as well. And the Vikings are going to pick up a defensive end, Cleo Davis here, so I'm cool with that. And I know it's like, oh, you traded within the division. I don't care. And there's a good free safety at the top of the board. A awareness here at pick 27, Zach Bolden, 5'10", 217 out of Louisville. Good speed, solid acceleration here. A man coverage, A awareness. I'd rather that be A zone coverage. Then we got Terrell Cross, 5'11", 195. Not as big, but a little bit stronger though. A pursuit, B tackle, B to D zone here, B awareness, zone archetype, so it's probably B zone. Then Dante Mitchell here at Michigan State, 6'1", 220, a lot bigger here, better strength, but a lot slower here. C to F zone I don't like, but he is really good run support. That's more of a linebacker, honestly. Then Marvin Spence, 6'1", 207 here, great speed, good strength, great acceleration, B awareness, B play rec, A catching, A hit power, A pursuit. Other than that C to F zone coverage, he's a zone archetype too, so that has to be C zone coverage. He looks really good. He looks way better than the others, a lot more athletic, has the size as well, has the A hit power, catching, pursuit. Like what I have with him. I'm going to pick up Marvin Spence here as our 1st round pick. Ranked 31, got him at 27. Normal development sucks, but he still doesn't seem bad. And also I got a 1st round pick out of it, so I'm not upset about that. I think he's still going to be a higher overall. And then the defensive tackles are 3rd to 4th rounders. I'm in the early 2nd round. I'm going to pass for now. But there's a 1st to 2nd rounder, Dalvin Hoover here. He is 250 pounds, 6'2", out of San Diego State here. Good speed, great strength, poor acceleration. I don't like. He has A play rec, A hit power, B awareness. I'm going to pick him anyways. He's a 1st to 2nd rounder. We're in the early 2nd round. Ranked 80, got him at 38. Hidden development though, that's what matters. You like to see that. I'll put him at left outside linebacker. And then Donovan Mitchell here at Michigan State, early 3rd round, is still on the board. And he didn't have the physicals, but he's a big dude. I could move him. He's a run support, 6'1", 220, would be a lighter linebacker, but it really wouldn't be a bad switch with the A tackle, A pursuit, B catching, B play rec. I'm going to pick up Dante Mitchell. He's a round 1 to 2 projection. He fell to the 3rd round. Why not take a chance? Ranked 52, got him at 70 here. Normal development is fine. We got still good value out of him. I'll take that. I'm moving him to outside linebacker. Then I also have the Vikings' other 3rd round pick, and Curtis Barber is the only defensive tackle left on the board for me, but he's A finesse moves, B tackle, solid strength, which I don't really like, but great speed, elite acceleration here. He looks pretty good. I'm going to take him with my other 3rd round pick that I got from the Vikings. Ranked 63, got him at 91, good value, hidden development, athletic freak, 85 strength isn't bad either. I really like that pick. Wide receiver Greg Coleman here is a beast. He is 5'11", 177 out of Washington State. Elite speed, jumping, change of direction, agility, acceleration. I've never seen so many elites. Ran a 4.29 at his college pro day. A spec catch, but he has F catching. That doesn't make, and B catching traffic. That doesn't make any sense. So you're telling me when this 5'11", 180-pound dude is up in the air battling for the ball, he is A spec catch, B catching traffic, but when he's wide open open in space. He just has bricks for hands, no release, probably because he's so light, but he's so athletic. I'm not going to pass this up. Greg Coleman looks sick. Ranked 92, got him at 102. I mean, normal development, but I still think he's going to be a beast in the slot. Then I'm going to trade away my 5th round pick. I have 2 of them. Yeah, I'm going to get the next year's 4th and the next year's 7th from the Buccaneers. I'll take that, and I'm just going to simulate to the rest of the draft. After the draft, Marvin Spence, 74 overall, normal development. Dalvin Hoover here, he had hidden development, 72 overall. Dante Mitchell is a 73 overall. We're going to see what his overall drops down to outside linebacker. If it drops pretty far, I'll put Dalvin at the outside. Then 72 for Curtis Barber here, and then 71 for Greg Coleman. Pretty good value. Stop drafting after that. After the draft here, Coleman, I'm going to immediately put at the 3. He's going to play in the slot as well. He's just a speed demon. It's perfect for him. And then defensively, let's try Spence at outside linebacker. Oh, actually, no, not Spence. The other one. Dante Mitchell here, 6'1", 220. He definitely has the abilities to play outside linebackers for that coverage position. And he honestly goes to a 70. That's not bad. It's not going to be as good as Hoover, but should I try him? Why not just try him and see if he works out there, I guess, and then Hoover will play depth for now. Everything else seems fine, or I could put Mitchell. Honestly, I'm going to move Hoover to the outside. I'm going to put Mitchell as a strong safety. He's got the size to play there. Let's move him as a backup there for now. And then Spence will be the starter. Barber is going to be behind Grady Jarrett because Grady Jarrett had a great year last year. And then James Pierce is playing left end, and then Montez Sweat is right end. Are they swapped? I guess so. So everything else here seems pretty good. They want Hoover coming off the edge, which I don't want. Everything else I like there. Got Tarico in the slot. We got Justin Ross on the team. I completely forgot about him. There's so much hype about him that he just got nonstop injuries. Anyways, I'm going to put Coleman in the slot. Let's move into the midseason. 4-3 at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Cowboys. We're allowing too many points per game, but we're also scoring a high amount of points. 10th best offense. No, that's the Saints. My bad. 9th best offense. 3rd best passing offense. Defense mid 18th. Our defensive passing game just tanked out of nowhere, even though my secondary is good. And there's no way my free safety is just suddenly doing terrible. I mean, I only have Kevin Byard. It's not like it should make that much of a difference. Currently sitting at the top of our division, but it's highly contested. And then Caleb Williams leading 3rd in the league for passing yards. That's nice to see. Scouting national focus here. Do I just keep it at defensive tackle? Honestly, probably. Players ready to negotiate. Gervon Dexter here. I like him a lot. He's 24 years old and wants $25 million a year. Dude's going to get a bag. I don't have anyone else. I need defensive tackle. I have money, so he's going to get re-signed. Tremaine Edmonds is, yeah, he's going to regress. I'll do it like a 3-year deal and increase his salary a little bit, but he will start regressing and he wants more years. Drew Dahlman, I don't know his contract in real life. I don't care. He's doing well in the simulation. I'm going to give him a 3-year contract. He resigns. Tyreek Stevenson, young, star development. He doesn't want to be here because he's not in a warm weather state. I could pay him a little bit extra to stay here, and he resigns. Joe Thuney here, love him a lot. You want him here long term. Hopefully he doesn't retire. $22 million a year for 2 years. I'll take that. He resigns. And then Jonah Jackson, depends how you play because you're pushing 30 and you're only a 77, so I could replace him if he does bad. But he only allowed 4 sacks. He allowed the least amount of sacks on the team last year, so we'll see how he plays. I don't need Devin Duvernay. I don't really need any of these extras either. I don't need Kevin Byard back. Grady Jarrett's just going to regress into the ground, and then I'll accept the options for Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. Let's move into the playoffs. 9-8, we make the playoffs. I'll take it here as we finish 6th in the division. Well, 6th in the conference, 2nd in the division. 8th best offense, number 1 passing offense. Defense is selling, but still the defense is only allowing 27 points per game. Not 27 points, 12th, but only allowing 23 points per game. I don't know why I said 27th. Caleb Williams, the number 1 passing leader in the entire NFL. And then, of course, receiving yards, DJ Moore would be 3rd because, of course, Caleb Williams passing to him. And then Terrell Edmonds, 2nd in the league for the most tackles. He's actually 3rd as Zaire Franklin is 128, and they also both share 106 solo tackles. That's a really good year. Stats and awards here. Caleb Williams, number 1 in passing yards, number 1 in passing touchdowns, 2nd best pass rating, 2nd best offense, but 28th defense. Caleb Williams completely snubbed here. Like, what are you talking about, dude? What was his interceptions? 10 interceptions still. He was number 1 in passing yards and passing touchdowns, 118 pass rating, 25 sacks. I guess Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts just had a bunch of rushing touchdowns and then only got sacked 25 times. Offensive line greatly improved this year. Hampton, only 3.8 per carry this year, but 2 more touchdowns, no fumbles, almost 1,000 yards. Not a bad season. DJ Moore, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. That should be X Factor. Rome Odunze, 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. Greg Coleman, almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, great rookie year. And then Cole Kmet, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Offensive line, significantly better. Glad we signed Zach Tom. I was worried about giving him $26 million a year. Only allows 6 sacks, which really isn't bad for a left tackle. Jonah Jackson allows 5. I'll re-sign him. That's a good season. Darnell Wright allows 5. Joe Thuney allows 4. And Drew Dahlman allows 3. Tremaine Edmonds, third in the league for the most tackles, 127 here. Tackles for a loss, 16 for Montez Sweat, 11 for James Pierce and Gervon Dexter. Sacks, Montez Sweat leads the team this year. Way better year this year. James Pierce, similar to last year, still having a good year. 9.5 sacks, 6.5 for Dexter. 2 interceptions for Jalen Johnson, a handful of 1s for everyone else. 8 deflections for Tarico Davis. He's doing nicely. He had an interception, tackle for a loss, 59 tackles as well. 5 deflections for Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. 1 safety for James Pierce, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So this team seems a lot better than 9-8, but I guess our passing defense is selling whenever it shouldn't. We have Jalen Johnson and so much depth there, but either way, the Packers have the 3rd best offense ranked in the NFL. They have the 7th best passing offense, number 1 rushing offense, averaging 125 rushing yards a game, and our defense is averaging 91. So let's see if we're going to beat our division rivals. The Green Bay Packers were 4 overalls higher than them. Still low overall because we're using a team, but we crushed them 40-28. Defense actually stepped up there. Here to face the 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're an 87 overall team. We're 2 overalls higher than them. Can we beat them to move on to the conference championship here? We do. Here to face the 13-4 Los Angeles Rams. They're an 84 overall. We are an 89 overall, but of course, they're going to get home field advantage. Do they still have Davante Adams and Matthew Stafford? No way. They got Justin Fields as the QB. He shouldn't be here. Was it a 2-year deal? It was a 2-year deal. He shouldn't be here, but he is anyways. We'll just say, hypothetically, he got traded to the Rams or whatever for the storyline. Matthew Stafford collecting a fat paycheck on the bench. Puka Nacua is here, and then Davante Adams is below him. Puka Nacua is up to a 99 overall. Davante Adams, 89. Then Jordan Whittington's is 77. But can we beat the former Chicago Bears first-round pick Justin Fields to move on to the conference championship? We are here against Justin Fields. They're going to start out with nothing. We're going to start out with nothing. We're 5 overalls higher than this team, which should be a win, but you never know with Madden simulation. 10-6 game against the Rams. I was about to say against the Bears. 10-9 here against the Rams. 10-12. 17-12. Kind of a shootout here. 20-17. Offense is not going to clutch up. They're going to sell in the red zone. And Justin Fields, the former Bears quarterback, proves them wrong, and he will be moving on to the Super Bowl, while Caleb Williams will be moving on and taking a vacation in Cuba. And Justin Fields proves all the haters wrong, and he wins the Super Bowl with the Rams and wins the Super Bowl MVP. Some of you may say, oh, Justin Fields was not the problem. I think Sean McVay was actually the answer. Sean McVay can turn any team into a Super Bowl contending team. I don't care who it is. He can take over the entire Jets team currently and put them as a contending playoff team, maybe even a Super Bowl team. But anyways, Justin Fields rubs it in our face with that Super Bowl MVP. Our offense didn't perform in the conference championship. We only scored 17 points. Not enough. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP here, and then no awards here for the Bears. In the NFC North, David Andrews and Jadeveon Clowney both retire. For the team upgrades, Caleb Williams does go to Superstar development. DJ Moore goes to X Factor. I would argue Adunze should go to Superstar, and then Coleman should go to Star because he almost had 1,000 yards in his rookie year, but it's fine. Defensively, Montez Sweat goes to Superstar. Tremaine Edmonds, my bad, goes to Superstar development, and then Hoover only comes with Star development. Still a solid team. Maybe I replace Spence. I don't really know. I don't know if he's really doing good or bad, but I don't really know here. I'm moving on from Grady Jarrett. Barber is going to be up in overall. Need more defensive line help, I guess. And it says I need more corner help, but it's like I really don't. The AI is just bugging. For the re-signings, Caleb Williams, I'm accepting his option with Rome Odunze. Tremaine Edmonds had an amazing year with us. Neutral deal. I'm not giving him 4 years. I'll do 3 years and I'll boost his salary. $12.6 million a year. He resigns with the team. Jonah Jackson, I do want back. I will only do 1 year because he's 30 right now. I know regression doesn't start for offensive linemen until about like 31, but we'll see. Devin Duvernay and all these other extras I'm just not interested in. So let's see if we have something in free agency. I need to save my money for the upcoming player contracts, but I'm going to see if I can snag a 1-year deal for a player. Aiden Hutchinson would be sick, but we can't afford him. I don't need offensive line. I don't need a receiver. Don't need really anything offensively. Defensively, there's a corner in Carlton Davis. I already have so much depth. Like, what do I need other than my defense just to perform in simulation, which is really the annoying question. Blake Cashman wouldn't be bad depth, and that's kind of about it. Kind of weird. Only player I got was Derrick Henry, Superstar X Factor. Only an 80 overall, so Hampton's still going to be the starter, but why not just sign him as a 1-year depth piece? And the Giants back to the number 1 overall pick. We get pick number 15 and pick number 29 in the draft, which I honestly don't really need. There's a good strong safety at the top of the board. He can play free safety, 5'10", 225, solid speed, solid strength, good acceleration, A awareness, B man coverage. Doesn't really have the zone coverage though. Good defensive tackle here at the top of the board too. Antonio Connor here, Connor here out of Ohio State, 6'3", 304, great strength, great acceleration. All I need to see, I'm going to pick him as our first round pick. Ranked 24, got him at 15. Of course, he has normal development. And that's why you don't draft defensive tackles in the first round, because they always have normal development in the first round, but they don't have it in the third round. The strong safety is still hanging on the board, so I'm assuming he has normal development. Free safety here, Eric Weaver, 217, 5'11 out of LSU here. Great strength, great acceleration. D zone coverage, no thank you. Addison Patton here, pretty balanced. B tackle, B block shooting, B awareness, B zone coverage. 6 foot, 195 out of North Carolina. Decent strength, decent acceleration. Doesn't look that good, but I just don't need anything else. I'm going to pick him anyways. Ranked 37, got him at 29. Hidden development, I'm going to make him the starting free safety just because of the hidden development. And then in the second round, Nick Pierce here, A awareness, A zone coverage, B man coverage here. He has elite speed, good acceleration, solid strength. I'm going to pick him in the late second round. Ranked 47, got him at 61. Hidden development, 91 speed for a linebacker. Really good. This is a great steal. Late third round here, probably look to get a guard to replace Jonah Jackson maybe. This guy, Malcolm McLean, third to fourth rounder here. Solid speed, solid acceleration, solid strength, just a solid player. A awareness, A pass block power, really good pass block protector archetype. So many A's across the board. We'll pick him anyways. Ranked 54, got him at 93. Hidden development, I'm not going to make him the starter immediately because Jonah Jackson's doing good, but he'll probably be the starter the next season. And now I'm just going to simulate to the end of the draft because I really don't need anything else. After the draft, Connor is a 74 overall, 73 for Addison Patton, 73 for Nick Pierce, 73 for Malcolm McLean. Overall, pretty good draft from there. And then the AI picked a bunch of depth and extra players. This is the team moving into year number 3. DJ Moore is regressing here. Coleman hopefully will do better over time. AI picked up this guy named Williams. He has star development, sure, I guess. A dude is going to be the number 1. Got the backups there. Got Derrick Henry as a fullback. Defensively here, Pierce is a 74. Patton, I will just make the starting free safety. So we got all that sorted out. I do have a lot of depth at the secondary, especially so it really shouldn't be a problem. But of course, the AI is just going to make it a problem anyways because, they're the AI. Coleman's going to be put back in the slot. And then Derrick Henry, 100%, is going to be our power back. And then Hampton will be the third down back. So I like that a lot better than Isaac Guerendo here. And everything else seems pretty good, like what we have. Don't want Hoover coming off the edge, and then Tarico Davis can stay in the slot because he's been balling there. Year number 3, let's move into the midseason mark. 7-0, that's what I'm talking about. Coming off a crushing win to the Saints, 42-10, barely getting away from the Justin Fields Rams, 17-13. 5th best offense, 3rd best defense, that's what I'm talking about. Number 1 in the conference, as the Eagles are also 7-0 here. Caleb Williams, 3rd in the league for passing yards. We have a defensive line and a QB breakout challenge. Scouting national focus here. Do I really need anything? Do I really care? Sure. Receiver, maybe if Coleman doesn't work out. Highly doubt he doesn't though. Players ready to negotiate. Jalen Johnson, get your bag, dude. I'll do a 3-year contract. I don't care if he's aging. He's going to get a bag. Cole Kmet I want Darnell Wright, I want Montez Sweat, I want Mario Williams, not really Mario Williams, Jonah Jackson's going to have to walk, TJ Edwards is going to have to walk. Yeah, we are in a win now situation for sure. I need a new kicker, and then I need a new punter as well. I can't pay them. So do I want Cole Kmet? Do I want Darnell Wright? Do I want Montez Sweat? It all depends how they play. It really all depends how they play. Montez Sweat is going to regress, so we'll see about that. Cole Kmet, you can really replace tight ends pretty easily in simulation, especially with the Kansas City playbook, which is what I'm running right now. But we'll see how these guys play, and then I'll just wait until the end of the year to make a decision. But looking at the defensive lineman breakout, it looks like it's going to be James Pierce Jr. here to potentially get him to Superstar X Factor. And then for the quarterback breakout challenge, of course, it's going to be our GOAT, Joshua Dobbs. Now, obviously, Caleb Williams here. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions to get him to a Superstar X Factor is impossible, but sure. Let's see if we can crush the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings to get those breakout challenges. And we're actually going to get our first loss, 34-17. Of course, it comes during the breakout week. Why not give me the breakouts during the Saints game, dude? And no development upgrade for James Pierce. Obviously, Caleb Williams did not score 4 touchdowns, considering we only scored 17 points. But let's see if they give him some XP. He earned some XP, so I guess it was worth looking into, but not really worth too much of my time. But let's move into the playoffs. 12-5 as the Vikings take the division from us. That is tragic that we do not get a home field advantage now. 6th best offense, 4th best passing offense. Why is my defensive passing game 21st, dude? It makes no sense. Defensive points per game is 6th, though. As Jalen Johnson leads the league in interceptions. Glad I gave him that extension. He is a baller right now, as it looks like Caleb Williams falls out of the top 3 for passing yards. Stats and awards, Caleb Williams 4th in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and pass rating. 4th best offense as well. And then we got the 15th best defense. 4s all around for the team, as Caleb Williams here is going to finish runner-up for the league MVP behind Jalen Hurts. Caleb Williams, 4,600 yards, 43 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. Amazing year, 120 pass rating. The offensive line continues to improve. 19 sacks allowed only. Great season from the offensive line. Amario Hampton here, or Amarion Hampton, whatever. 4.0 per carry, 6 touchdowns, no fumbles, almost 1,000 yards. Caleb Williams with 7 rushing touchdowns. Derrick Henry with 3, only averaging 3.7 per carry, though. DJ Moore, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Cole Kmet, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. I want to re-sign him, but it's like, we're in the Kansas City playbook, dude. I feel like almost any tight end can do that in the Kansas City playbook. Greg Coleman, almost 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's worthy of star development for sure. Roma Dunze, the top receiver on the team with the least amount of receptions, of course, other than the running back. Sacks allowed here. Zach Tom allowing his career high here in 8, but still not bad. Darnell Wright only allowing 4. Joe Thuney allowing 3. Drew Dolman allowing 3. I don't want to re-sign Jonah Jackson. I know he only had 1 sack. That's a really, really good season from him. I can't afford to re-sign him. I have other players to prioritize. Good luck on another team, but this was a really, really good season from him. He's been great for us the entire rebuild. Tremaine Edmonds, 106 tackles for a loss, 17 for Curtis Barber. That's the second string defensive tackle. 15 for Dexter, 14 for Montez Sweat, 13 for James Pierce. Sacks, 9 for James Pierce, 6.5 for Barber, 6.5 for Sweat. Sweat had a good season, but I don't think I'm going to re-sign him because he's just going to regress and just keep getting worse here because he's 30 years old. He's about to be 31. 7 interceptions for Jalen Johnson, 3 for Tremaine Edmonds. Deflections, 12 for Tremaine Edmonds. Great year. 7 for Jaquan Brisker, 6 for Jalen Johnson. 1 safety for Curtis Barber. He had a great year. And then 0 defensive touchdowns. Can we beat the 6-11 Seattle Seahawks? You've got to be kidding me, dude. Why does that exist? Why does that exist when other teams are more deserving? The 9-8 Buccaneers made it. The 8-9 Falcons are more deserving than the 6-11 Seahawks. They get home field advantage over us. If we lose to them, I'm going to be pissed, dude. We are so much better than them, and we beat them only by 4 points. Okay. We blew out the Saints earlier in the season, 42 to 10. They're 10-7 now, or 4 overalls higher than them. Who is their current quarterback? Shedeur Sanders. Superstar development. Spencer Rattler is the backup, of course. Can we beat the Shedeur Sanders 10-7 New Orleans Saints to move on back-to-back conference championships? We do, 35-17, crushing them again. Here to face the 9-8 Buccaneers. No way Baker is still their quarterback. Actually, he probably is. And he is superstar development, 86 overall, boosted Baker Mayfield. We are 12-5, 90 overall. They're 9-8, 88 overall. They're still a good team, only 2 overalls lower than us, but let's see if we can beat them with the home field advantage here. Here we are against the Buccaneers. They're going to open up with a turnover. We didn't really respond there, but we got the ball back. I guess we turned over 2, 3-0 start for the Buccaneers, 3-7 game. Rough start for both teams, 6-7 at halftime, opening up half with another 3 there, and the Buccaneers are going to put another 3 on the board. They can't seem to get into the end zone, as just as I say that, they get into the end zone, get 2 points, force it into overtime, and now we're in this position. They are driving down the field already, driving again, and we get the ball. I guess they had a turnover there, and then we keep driving. Just don't turn over the ball. 3rd and 1, 1st and 10. Keep driving. Just kick the field goal. Thank you, and that will be the game. 23-17. It looks like we got a bomb touchdown there at the end. Who had it? It was Caleb Williams, 24-yard touchdown to Greg Coleman. You love to see it, as we will be moving on to the Super Bowl. And here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 11-6 Denver Broncos. How well did Bo Nix develop, as these guys are both from the same draft class, of course. Bo Nix, 89 overall, boosted player, 86 overall without the boost. Only star development, already 27 years old, of course. For the team upgrades here, I don't really see anything. Cole Kmet, actually, superstar X Factor. I'm going to give Greg Coleman star development here. He almost had 1,000 yards, 996 yards, 13 touchdowns. He at least deserves star development. And then, of course, Caleb Williams, superstar X Factor, runner-up for league MVP. Should have been league MVP, got snubbed twice back-to-back years. Tremaine Edmonds, superstar X Factor. Jalen Johnson, superstar X Factor as well. Addison Patton came with star development. Spence is still a higher overall, but it's fine with me. 90 overall team. Let's see if we can beat who is it again? The 11-6 Bo Nix Denver Broncos to cap this rebuild off with a Super Bowl win. Here we are against the Denver Broncos. They open up with nothing. We respond with 7. Great start for the team. They're going to make it a 7-3 game. Offense makes it a 14-3 game. 2-score lead, 3-score lead, crushing the Broncos at halftime. Another 7 after halftime. 28-3. Look away, Falcons fans here. 28-3 will be your final score. Falcons fans will be cursed forever. 28-3, crushing the Bo Nix Broncos. As even though Justin Fields did win a Super Bowl with the Rams and prove the Bears wrong, we still won one with Caleb Williams. So all's well that ends well, but we still have one more year to see if we can get back-to-back Super Bowl wins. We can definitely do it. Caleb Williams is a baller here. 145 pass rating, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Definitely Super Bowl MVP. Rough game for Bo Nix. 57 pass rating, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And no surprise, Caleb Williams is the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts is the league MVP. Caleb Williams was snubbed, and they even gave him the Offensive Player of the Year. At least give Caleb Williams the Offensive Player of the Year. That doesn't make any sense. But anyways, yeah, I mean, technically it does because Jalen Hurts plays offense, but still, you usually give it to someone else. I don't think that's ever happened where they get Offensive Player of the Year and league MVP. Anyways, let's move into the retirements. In the NFC North here, Derrick Henry and Joe Thuney both retire with a Super Bowl ring. Denzel Perryman retires with the bum Vikings. Yes, I'm going to call your team a bum. You're 0-5 in Super Bowls, buddy. $64 million to spend now that Joe Thuney is gone. James Pierce, I'm going to accept his option. It looks like everyone can get a contract. Cole Kmet, I have the money. Not going to do 4 years. Going to do 2 years. I mean, it's more realistic that way, even though we're only going to 1 more year. Looks like I'm going to tag Cole Kmet because he doesn't want to be here. I don't care. Darnell Wright, take all the money you want, and he's going to re-sign for like $30 million a year. It's going to be ridiculous. Montez Sweat, Mario Williams, Jonah Jackson, TJ Edwards. I really wouldn't mind for another year, but I could just draft someone else. I'm going to prioritize Montez Sweat here because I do have the money to sign him for 2 more years, so I will do that. Then I'm going to tag Cole Kmet probably. Jonah Jackson had a good year. I can just replace him though. And then TJ Edwards, he's really not that bad. I'll draft a new kicker and punter. TJ Edwards, 1-year contract for $8 million. He wants to test free agency. I'm going to draft a linebacker, going to tag Cole Kmet. So we're going to just skip into the draft. I need a linebacker, I need a kicker, and I need a punter. And then, yeah, Jonah Jackson's just going to have to walk despite him having a great year. And the Cardinals get the #1 overall pick. Again, typical Cardinals move, as the Rams get pick number 5. So they won the Super Bowl. They were one and done and just fell off a cliff. And I need a linebacker, a punter, a kicker. Look at all the QBs on the board. That's wild. I think I'm just going to reach on a linebacker. That guy's a speed rusher. I need a coverage guy to replace TJ Edwards. Trey Jefferson at the top of the board here, 6'2", 250 out of Louisville. Elite speed, great strength. Sure, dude, I'll take him. He's going to be ranked 35, got him at 32. Hidden development, 91 speed for a linebacker is great. He's going to replace TJ Edwards. Pick 32 in the second round. I guess I'm going to go linebacker again for the depth because, you know, why not? Leon Watkins here doesn't seem too bad. 5'11", 228, very athletic guy. Elite speed, great acceleration. The elite speeds have been working out great. B-zone coverage, B-man coverage, A-hit power. Leon Watkins is going to be the pick. Ranked 94, got him at 64, but hidden development. We've been balling on these linebacker picks. And then honestly, the AI can pick up whatever depth they want. I'm going to get to like the 5th round and just start drafting, whatchamacallit. I don't know what we just drafted there, but I'm going to start drafting kicker and punter. Steve Potter, baby. We got Harry Potter's brother in the building here. 5'10", 180 out of Ole Miss. Elite kick power here. Also A awareness, A kick accuracy. A pursuit, sure. Why not put him at linebacker? But yeah, that's wild. I've never seen elite kick power with the A accuracy and the A kick power. And the A awareness, I mean. But Steve Potter, Harry Potter's brother here, ranked 18, got him at 160. Hidden development, 96 kick power. I drafted Justin Tucker Part 2. It's crazy that we draft a legendary kicker after the Bears fans had to deal with Cody Parkey. And then for the punter, we got Cam Quincy, ranked 55, got him at 192. Normal development, but 91 kick power here. A awareness and B kick accuracy. Pretty solid pick. After casually drafting the next Justin Tucker, hopefully he doesn't assault women in massage parlors, but either way, 75 overall as a rookie is really good, especially for a kicker with hidden development. 72 for the punter. Didn't pick the corner here. AI picked up a backup QB after Caleb Williams just won us the Super Bowl, but you know, never bad to have depth. Our linebacker is 70 and 73 overall. They picked a tight end as well, as if Cole Kmet isn't balling, giving us an X factor, but still Cole Kmet I guess is like 30. Now this is the team after the draft. Joe Thuney Looney retired. I needed a left guard. I can't believe how I just completely missed that. I just thought I should have signed Jonah Jackson and then tagged Cole Kmet. It is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, if Caleb Williams collapses because one of his amazing offensive linemen is gone, just one, then it's on him. Pierce has superstar development. I did not know this. That's awesome. And I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot that we didn't need this much depth at linebacker, but it is what it is. I could have drafted a left guard. It is what it is. Now we have so much depth at the secondary anyways. Jalen Johnson's an X factor. We got this guy named Scruggs. That's awesome. We got this guy named Church. Everyone's doing really, really well here. I'm going to hate to see the day whenever I have to pay Caleb Williams, but thankfully the rebuild's going to end before I get to that part. Odunze is going to be in the slot. Everything else looks really good. So let's see if we can win back-to-back Super Bowls here in the 4th and final year and skip into the playoffs. 10-7, expected to do way better as a 91 overall team, but this time we actually do get home field advantage as the rest of our division sucked. 8th best offense, 5th best passing offense, 9th best defense, 7th best passing defense. Finally, that's what I was expecting. James Pierce leads the league in sacks, 19 sacks, fully develops, full breakout year, first year with double-digit sacks, and it's an amazing one. Stats and awards, Caleb Williams, 5th in passing yards, 3rd in passing touchdowns, 9th in passer rating, 8th best offense, 8th best defense. Caleb Williams, runner-up for league MVP again, non-stopped getting snubbed here. Who won the Defensive Player of the Year? It has to be James Pierce, right? Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa. We're getting snubbed non-stop, dude. Caleb Williams, 4,400 yards, 42 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 111 pass rating. Got sacked 26 times, so sure, 7 more than last year, but still a really good year for the offensive line. He had a couple more touchdowns, but he had more interceptions, a better pass rating. He did get sacked less, though, and that does count as a QB stat, not just an offensive lineman stat. So yeah, he did have more touchdowns, yada, 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 but Caleb Williams still had 6 rushing touchdowns. Hampton, only 3 touchdowns, no fumbles, 4.0 per carry. He really hasn't been that good. He hasn't been getting a lot of attempts because we're in an offensive passing scheme, but it's like still 4.0 per carry, only 3 touchdowns. His backup didn't even get the touchdowns either. He's not really been doing that much. Odunze with 1,100 yards, 17 touchdowns. Amazing year from him. Cole Kmet, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's been balling the entire rebuild. DJ Moore here, almost 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Greg Coleman, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. That was a great 4th-round steal. Sacks allowed. Zach Tom allows 7. Darnell Wright allows 5. He's been great. Marcus Tate here. I mean, honestly, 5 sacks allowed for 70 overall. Not bad. Malcolm McLean, first year, only allows 4 sacks. Fine. Drew Dahlman only allows 3. Great offensive line. Tremaine Edmonds with 111 tackles. Kyler Gordon with 101. That's interesting. Tackles for a loss here, 13 for Dexter, 12 for Montez Sweat, 11 for James Pierce, and Curtis Barber. Sacks 19.5 for James Pierce. That should be X factor. 8 for Curtis Barber, 5.5 for Sweat, 5 for Dexter. 2 interceptions for Jaquan Brisker and a handful of others. Deflections 10 for Kyler Gordon, 9 for Jaquan Brisker, and 8 for Tremaine Edmonds. 1 safety for James Pierce. He's balling. 1 defensive touchdown for Addison Patton. James Pierce, 76 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 19.5 sacks here. Nick Bosa, more tackles for a loss, less tackles, and 1 less sack. So he had 1 less sack, but he had 9 more tackles for a loss, but 10 less tackles. So it's like, that's really up to the debate. He also had 2 deflections, if you want to count that. He didn't have a safety or a defensive touchdown, while James Pierce did have a safety. So it's really up to debate, but I think it was James Pierce that should have got it. We've been getting snubbed too many times. But anyways, the more important part, can we beat the 8-9, 85 overall Cardinals to move on back to the divisional round? We're 6 overalls higher than them, 17-14, way too close. Do the Rams still have Justin Fields? I would assume they would still have their Super Bowl winning QB, and they do. He's an 83 overall, and he still doesn't have star development. But regardless, we're 4 overalls higher than them. They still get home field advantage here. We're better in every way. This should be a win here, as it seems like Justin Fields is just our kryptonite. He's the only guy that can beat us. 21-20, fitting end for the rebuild. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. This was a successful rebuild, very successful, 91 overall team, built up a pretty good team, and then especially on the defensive side, it built up pretty well. James Pierce was a total hit of a pick. Love to see it, but if you guys have any other ideas, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys like and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.